Now, for those of you guys who've watched me for any period of time, you know that my second favorite day of the year is Christmas. Not my birthday, or sorry, Christmas is my first favorite day of the year. My second favorite day of the year is the Oscars. Not my birthday, not my wedding anniversary.
Oof.
Trouble now.
But the Oscars is my second favorite day of the year. Now, one of the things that's been going on with the Oscars is, do they have a host? Do they not have a host? All that kind of stuff. There was the one year they had them in the train station when they should have just canceled the Oscars. I've made that argument about 40 different times. But this year's Oscars are moving forward. We have a date and we have a host, because according to the Hollywood Reporter, Jimmy Kimmel is set to host the Oscars. I believe this will be his third time hosting the Oscars.
Yeah.
And the Oscars are going to be, again, a little bit later than traditionally. Traditionally, the Oscars are in the last week of February, but it's going to be on March 12th. So March 12th is when the Oscars is going to be held. Jimmy Kimmel's going to be hosting. Okay, so here are my thoughts on this. For those of you who've watched me for any period of time, you know that I actually prefer the idea of an actual movie personality hosting the biggest night of movies. Call me crazy. I just kind of like it when they take that approach. So, you know, when Billy Crystal was hosting the Oscars, or Steve Martin hosts the Oscars, or anything along those lines. We won't talk about the James Franco one. That one didn't work out so well.
Poor Anne Hathaway.
Poor Anne Hathaway. And you know what? Listen, I was talking to somebody this morning. About a year and a half before everything went down, I advocated for like 2 years that, you know who should be hosting the Oscars? Kevin Spacey should be hosting the Oscars every year. No. At the time,
He's available.
he's totally free right now. He's got a lot of time on his hands. At the time, you have to understand, he's a song and dance man. He's hilarious, big movie personality.
He started as a stand-up.
He started in stand-up, and he is a bona fide Hollywood historian. That didn't age well. No, that didn't age well. So maybe not that. Now, that aside, despite the fact that I prefer my Oscar hosts to be movie personalities, I got to say, I thought Kimmel did a really fine job. Now, is he as good as Billy Crystal? No. But was he solid? And I think he was solid. So, yeah, I'm just happy they're going to have an actual host kind of being the MC of the evening. I think this is it's also a safe pick. I think it's a good, safe pick. They can try to get a little more gutsy with their picks maybe later on. But listen, the Oscars right now is a boat that is swaying a lot, right? They need to steady the ship. This could be a good pick. So I like the selection, to be honest with you. I'm not jumping out of my chair about it, but I think it's a pretty good, solid, safe pick. And I think he'll do a good job again. Anyway, Rob, you hear about this. Should they go without hosts continuing? Do you like the selection of Jimmy? What do you think?
No, I like a host, John. I've always liked a host. And like you, I would prefer a movie personality of some kind. However, for those of you who don't know LA, Jimmy Kimmel's studio is literally across the street.
Yes, it is.
From the Dolby Theater. So I was like, well, you know, if they can't get someone, let's get the dude who's right across the street and can get here on time without traffic problems, you know, so who already has a parking space. No, I like Jimmy Kimmel as a host. I mean, he's amiable and he'll move the show along and it'll be fine. You know, it won't be dynamic. And I don't think he's going to come out and do Billy Crystal's Oscar, you know, and I used to like that. But he'll be a good host and move it along. And I think, you know, the thing is he knows a lot of these people. And I do kind of like that. Yeah, he knows all these people and he is well liked in the industry. And I think the fact that, I don't know, he can generate a warmth, I think, that's okay for the show. I mean, it's not dynamic and it's not going to, but I think it's fine.
Chris, you hear about this. What do you think would have been better to go without a host? Maybe there's 5 other people that would have been better. Do you like the selection, Jimmy? And under 80%, that a Matt Damon gag will be worked into the Oscars somehow, some way.
1,000% over. I mean, goodness gracious. I'm a little more optimistic than Rob. I think Jimmy will do quite a good job here. We'll get a good team of writers on board to help him really flesh this thing out. I like it going back to having a singular host, because unless you have a dynamic duo, like if we got like a Steve Martin and a Martin Short kind of duo up there again, I think that works. Last year's 3 hosts was a little too many cooks in the kitchen.
I'll go so far as to say it was a clusterfuck.
Yeah, there were moments.
There were very good moments for sure.
There were flashes of gold, and then no.
Yeah, then overall it was kind of a mess.
There were a lot of bad moments, but I think this will do well. And I also just have a soft spot for Jimmy Kimmel. Fun fact: my ex-boyfriend was cast as his lookalike.
Really?
He did a gag on the show, and I moved here and was like, oh my God, Ben? I'm so happy you're working. Yeah.
That's good to know. I mean, listen, again, I think he has been solid on the show. I think he will continue to be solid. You're right, Rob. You bring up a great point that he literally knows all these people. So he, as the host, could probably talk a lot of them into doing some really more edgy stuff, maybe even a little bit deprecating stuff and things like that. So it's probably a really good pick on that point. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about Jimmy Kimmel hosting the Oscars again? I think the boat is rocking. They need somebody to steady it. I think this is a pretty one to go with. I mean, the only other better pick to do that, I think, would be to bring back Billy Crystal again. But other than that, I think Kimmel's not bad. How do you feel about it? Whatever your thoughts are, jump into the comments section below and leave those thoughts there. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this episode, Amazon Pharmacy. Now, if you're anything like me, you dread going to the pharmacy. You never know what the hours are. You never know what you're going to pay. You're worried about being stuck in a huge line. And that's why you're going to love Amazon Pharmacy. Amazon Pharmacy delivers a better pharmacy experience that delivers directly to your door and works with most insurance plans. Amazon Pharmacy helps you save time, save money, and stay healthy. There's transparent pricing, so you'll know exactly what you'll pay before you pay it. Prime members can also save up to 80% on their prescriptions. And like I mentioned earlier, Amazon Pharmacy works with most insurance plans. And this is one of the best parts. If you ever have any questions or problems, real pharmacists are always available at Amazon Pharmacy, no matter what time of day or night. Your medication gets delivered to your door, so there's no more rushing out to the store hoping to get there before they close. Amazon Pharmacy is a pharmacy that works for your life, with meds delivered to your door. It doesn't get any better than that. Switch to Amazon Pharmacy and save time, save money, and stay healthy. Learn more at amazon.com/Campea. That's amazon.com/Campea. Average savings based on usage and Inside RX data as compared to cash prices. Average savings for all generics are 78%, 37% for select brand medications. Restrictions apply.